Welcome to the Lord Jesus Church radio channel. Today, we're digging into a really powerful sermon from Pastor Kim Hyung-ju, and it tackles a huge question. How should we live in this world with the gospel? I mean, it's a world filled with conflict, right? So we're going to explore how our faith gives us this one single way to handle everything, from our deepest personal grudges to the biggest political issues. So where do you even start with a question that big? Well, the entire sermon really hinges on how we understand one simple word, enemy. And this is where it gets really interesting, because in Korean, there's this one word, wonsu, that has two totally different meanings. And understanding that unlocks the whole message. And here they are, side by side. On the one hand, you've got the enemy of resentment. You know the one, it's that person who has really truly hurt you. But on the other hand, the exact same word can mean the ruler of the government, a figure of state authority. They seem like polar opposites, right? The sermon's incredible claim is that the gospel gives us one single, consistent way to respond to both. All right, so let's tackle that first one head on, the enemy of resentment. We've all been there. It's that person who just gets under your skin, the one who kind of lives rent-free in your head. So when you're dealing with that kind of deep personal wound, what does the gospel actually tell us to do? You know, our gut reaction, our human instinct, is to get even. An eye for an eye, it just feels fair. But this verse and the sermon points out that the gospel just completely flips that upside down. And listen, this isn't about being a pushover. No way. It's actually a radical call to a different kind of strength, the kind of strength Jesus showed when he absorbed all that hate and returned it with love. So how in the world do we actually do that? Well, this slide lays out an incredible 4-step roadmap right from the book of Romans. It starts with number 1, do not take your own revenge. That's a huge challenge right there. But the key, the real secret, is step 2, entrust it all to God. Because once you do that, once you let go, it frees you up to do the unthinkable. Things like step 3, feeding your enemy. And that leads to the ultimate goal in step 4, overcoming evil with good. It's this amazing journey from holding back to actively loving. Okay, so let's shift gears completely. We're going from our own private heartaches to our public life as citizens. Let's talk about that second wonsu, the governing authority. How can the exact same principle of overcoming evil with good possibly apply to our relationship with the government? I mean, try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. Imagine you're a Christian in ancient Rome. Your emperor is demanding that people worship him as a god. And then you read this. This would have been absolutely mind-blowing, because it's not saying the emperor is great. It's a completely radical redefinition of where power actually comes from. And here it is. This is the theological bombshell. This verse doesn't make the ruler bigger. It puts them in their proper place. It's basically saying that every king, every president, every single leader is just temporarily looking after an authority that actually ultimately belongs to God. They're not the final boss. So what does this mean for us right here, right now? Well, this slide kind of lays out the playbook. Rulers, you see, have a job description from God. Punish what's wrong, promote what's right. And we, as citizens, have a duty to respect order. But, and this is a huge but, look at that last point. There is a limit. Our final, ultimate allegiance is always to God. That principle has shaped Christian thinking on faith and government for thousands of years. Okay, so we've looked at the personal enemy who hurt you, and we've looked at the political authority over you. Two totally different things. So what is the common thread? What is the one big, powerful idea that ties all of this together? It all comes down to this one simple but incredibly profound command: overcome evil with good. The sermon gave this idea a name, belonging to the good. It's not just an action, it's an identity. It's a choice you make about which side you're on in every single part of your life. And the sermon gave this amazing historical example of what this looks like when people actually live it out. Just look at this timeline. This is incredible. It shows how the early Christians, people who were literally at the bottom of society, completely changed the Roman Empire. And they didn't do it with power or with swords. They did it with integrity. They just chose to belong to the good in their daily work. And that quiet faithfulness sent ripples through history that became a tidal wave. It's just proof that small, faithful acts can have a world-changing impact. And it is so easy to look at that and think, wow, what a cool history lesson. But the sermon brings it right into our lap. This isn't just about what happened then, it's a wake-up call for right now. That phrase, our salvation is nearer now, it adds this sense of urgency, doesn't it? It's a call to action for us today. And so this whole message, this whole deep dive, it really boils down to this one final, powerful question for each of us. It's not about your circumstances or what's happening around you. It's about what's happening inside you, in your daily life, in your work, and how you react when you're treated unfairly. Are you just part of the world's endless cycle of evil for evil? Or are you actively choosing to belong to God's way of overcoming it all with good? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer today. May the peace of the Lord be with you this week.